တိစီနဲ့စားကကိုသိမ့်ဘက်ကိုပတ်စံပြီးခိုင်းထားတယ်ဆိုတာကိုကြီးတကယ်မသိဘူးလား
လီကိုဒီလိုအနေထားတွေ့မှာတော့ तू ကဘာလဲရှက်ခိုးပြီးပြန်သွားမလားစဉ်းစားလေနည်းနည်းပါပါအဲ့နဲ့တခြားအင်္ဂလိပ်နဲ့တွေ့တော့ तू ဒီတိုင်းကြည့်နေမလားအဲ့တော့ तू ပြီးစောတကတက်လို့မရအကုန်ရှောက်ကုန်လိမ့်မယ်မင်းလူရမယ့်နေရာနဲ့အများကြီးပဲမင်းတီတီတူတူမှဖွဲတော်ရတယ်ရှင်းလား
အဲ့တော့မဖြစ်ပြက်နေရအခုဆိုရင်နန်းကိုဘသူကလာပြီးတော့ဘယ်ပွဲကိုဖိတ်မလဲဆိုတာငါကြောက်နေရ
ငါပြောတဲ့အတိုင်းမင်းနေနိုင်လားမနေနိုင်လားမင်းစဉ်းစားတာ
What if everything everyone believes about Kogi is only half of the truth? What if the woman Nansop has been desperately searching for is much closer than she ever imagined? And what if Lily's greatest victory suddenly becomes the beginning of her biggest nightmare? Before we begin, tell me in the comments, do you think Kogi truly loves Lily, or is he only obsessed with possessing her? And if Nansop discovers the identity of the hidden woman, what do you think she will do first? The next episode begins immediately after the devastating argument between Kogi and Nansop. For the first time in years, Nansop does not cry after Kogi leaves. Instead, she sits silently in the living room, replaying every word he said. Something feels different this time. Throughout their marriage, Kogi has always threatened divorce whenever they argued, but this time his voice sounded strangely determined. The more she thinks about it, the more frightened she becomes, because she realizes that a man who wants to protect his marriage does not repeatedly tell his wife to leave. A man who wants to save his family does not constantly push his wife toward the door. For the first time, Nansop begins asking herself a terrifying question. What if Kogi actually wants the divorce? Meanwhile, Kogi drives aimlessly through the city. His anger toward Nansop remains strong, but another emotion is beginning to consume him: fear. Because Lily's words from the previous confrontation keep echoing inside his head. If you believe them instead of me, then our relationship ends here. Those words hit Kogi harder than he expected. Throughout his life, people have chased him. People needed his money. People needed his influence. People needed his protection. But Lily is different. She is the first woman who is willing to walk away from him, and that reality makes him panic. Elsewhere, Lily sits alone in her apartment. Outwardly, she appears confident. She believes she won. She forced Kogi to defend her. She pushed Mary out of the conversation. She made Kogi choose her side. Everything seems perfect, yet deep inside she feels uneasy, because despite all her victories, Kogi still has not given her the one thing she truly wants: a future. He talks about feelings, he talks about protection, he talks about trust, but he never talks about marriage. He never talks about leaving Nansop. He never talks about building a life together. And Lily begins wondering whether she has spent months fighting for a man who will never fully belong to her. At the same time, Thang Pang secretly meets Mary. Mary reveals everything she heard from Nansop: the mysterious woman, the secret investigations, the growing suspicion. At first, Thang Pang remains calm, but then Mary reveals one specific detail. Nansop now believes that Lily knows the identity of the hidden woman. That information immediately alarms him, because he knows something nobody else knows. There actually is another woman. Not a lover, not an actress, not a model. Someone connected to Kogi's past. Someone Kogi has been quietly protecting for years. For the first time, Thon Pine realizes the entire situation could explode beyond anyone's control. Meanwhile, I notices Nansop becoming increasingly obsessed with uncovering the truth. She tries convincing her friend to slow down, but Nansop refuses. The years of humiliation, the loneliness, the endless public embarrassment, everything has pushed her beyond her limits. She no longer wants explanations. She wants evidence. That same evening, Nansop secretly hires a professional investigator. Unlike previous attempts, this investigator has no personal connection to Kogi, no loyalty, no fear, no emotional involvement, only results. And the moment the investigation officially begins, danger starts moving toward everyone involved, because some secrets were never meant to be uncovered. Across town, Lily receives an unexpected phone call. The caller says only one sentence before hanging up: "Be careful. You're not the only woman in this game." Lily freezes. For the first time, genuine fear appears on her face, because the voice sounded familiar, very familiar, but she cannot remember where she has heard it before. The episode's first half ends with Lily staring at her phone while Nansop's investigator receives the first surveillance photographs connected to Kogi. The investigator slowly opens the envelope. His eyes widen and he whispers, "So this is the woman." The second half begins with tension spreading through every storyline. The investigator immediately contacts Nansop. However, before revealing the photographs, he asks to meet her in person. His unusual behavior worries her because professional investigators normally report findings directly. Something about this discovery seems different. Meanwhile, Kogi unexpectedly visits Lily. When she opens the door, she is shocked. His appearance is exhausted. His face reveals sleepless nights. His eyes reveal desperation. For several moments, neither speaks. Finally, Kogi asks a question. "Do you trust me?" Lily is stunned. Out of all the things he could have said, this is the last thing she expected. She responds honestly, "I want to trust you, but I don't know what you're hiding." The answer strikes Kogi deeply, because even Lily, the woman who loves him most, has started doubting him. For the first time, Kogi considers revealing everything, but at the last moment he stops himself. The secret is too dangerous. Elsewhere, Nonstop meets the investigator. When he places the photographs on the table, her hands begin shaking. The pictures reveal Kogi visiting a woman several times over the past months. The meetings were private, carefully hidden, always arranged at unusual locations. Everything appears suspicious. Nonstop feels her world collapsing, but then the investigator reveals another shocking detail. The woman is not young, she is not glamorous, she is not romantically involved with Kogi. In fact, she appears to be connected to a tragedy from his past. Suddenly, the entire situation becomes more confusing than ever. If she is not his lover, then why is he hiding her? At the same time, Mary becomes increasingly suspicious of Lily. The more she observes Lily's behavior, the more she notices contradictions. Lily claims she only wants love, yet she constantly competes. She constantly manipulates situations. She constantly measures herself against other women. Mary begins suspecting that Lily herself no longer understands the difference between love and obsession. Meanwhile, Fane Pine reaches a major decision. Instead of pursuing Lily aggressively, he chooses a completely different strategy. He decides to step back. No pressure, no pursuit, no emotional manipulation. He believes that if Lily is ever going to choose him, she must do it freely. Ironically, this unexpected maturity begins making him more attractive in Lily's eyes. For the first time, she notices the difference between Fane Pine and Kogi. One creates chaos, the other creates peace. One makes promises, the other takes action. One keeps secrets, the other speaks honestly. A dangerous emotional shift begins forming. Later that night, Kogi receives devastating news. Someone has been investigating him. Someone has photographs. Someone is getting close to the truth. Instantly, he knows who is responsible. Nonstop. For the first time, panic overwhelms him completely, because the hidden woman is connected to a chapter of his life that could destroy everything. His marriage, his reputation, his relationship with Lily, his business, everything. As the episode approaches its climax, Lily receives another anonymous message. This time, it contains a photograph. The moment she sees it, her face turns pale. The photograph shows Kogi standing beside the mysterious woman. On the back of the picture, someone has written, "You don't know him as well as you think." Lily sits frozen. Her confidence disappears. Her certainty disappears. Her belief in Kogi begins to crack. At the same time, Nonstop stares at the same photograph from a different copy. For the first time in months, she feels closer to the truth. But she also feels something unexpected. Fear. Because the woman in the picture does not look like a mistress. She looks like someone carrying a painful secret. The episode ends with 3 parallel scenes. Nonstop holding the photograph, Lily holding the photograph, Kogi receiving a phone call from the mysterious woman herself, and her final words shake him completely. "They know about me. We don't have much time left." Kogi's face turns white. The screen fades to black. To be continued.